Right, welcome back. Episode one more of plotting. This is the show where we get down, we try to figure out what's happening with the movie based just on its title, and then we really dive into the movie itself, or show or whatever it is, some piece of visual media, and really understand like what's actually happening and see how close we can come just with the guests, right, that we had. So
Yeah.
um, so let's see. This is we're doing. Are we gonna do another Netflix? We're gonna do another
We're
Netflix.
going to do a Netflix show,
Okay. Okay.
which has been popular and has been talked about. I don't know if you've seen a trailer for this one or not, so we'll see. I'm guessing no.
Mm-hmm.
It is, let's see where it's trending. I don't know. Okay, it's not trending in the top 10 right now, but I know that it has a cult following and it was just taken on for a second season. The name of it is Emily in Paris.
I've never seen this, never heard of this, didn't even know this was a
Okay,
thing.
good. I assumed, but yeah.
There is a very little chance that Netflix would have recommended this to me. Even if it was in the top 10, I'm pretty sure Netflix would have just like made something else in the top 10 just for me specifically. Okay, so Emily in Paris. All right, this is a movie or this is a show?
It is a show, a Netflix original series. I think it came out this year, so it's 2020 release, and there's another season coming soon.
Okay, all right. So,
and just for record, it was a 97% match for me.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Based just on this title, I would have said that's probably true. All right, so this is going to be, again, some sort of rom-com situation, Emily in Paris. So this is probably not going to be like this isn't like a Taken Emily in Paris. This isn't like, she's over there and like some bad stuff's happening, like Liam Neeson's got to come save her. This is going to be like she wants to go over, she wants to like be a cook or something like that, right? Like, so she's going to go over.
Okay.
I'm guessing Emily's going over for school, right? So Emily is going over, she's going to make a better life for herself. She's going to go to school in France. So what do you go to school in France for? I'm assuming this is not Paris, Texas, right? I'm assuming this is actually Paris, France. I don't even know where Paris, Texas is. I know it's a place that's based on an Encyclopedia Brown book that I read when I was very little. But I actually don't even know where it is. But that was an interesting mystery. So for all the young people out there that don't read Encyclopedia Brown, you should hop into that one. That one's pretty good. He also had.
Are you promoting
like
reading over watching TV?
No, I mean,
is that what you're saying to all the people who watch TV?
Yeah, I'm promoting like very specifically Encyclopedia Brown. I think that is just
it is a good
quality,
series.
It's quality written word, which I don't think honestly we have enough of these days. That's that. There's some real thinkers in there. There's one with a tear. I'm not gonna give it away necessarily, but there is one that's based on he sees a guy cry and then he's like, yeah, this guy's a liar. And I was like, this guy's a genius. Encyclopedia Brown is a goddamn genius. So that happened. So I guess, all right, so Emily, she's over in Paris, France. She's going to be, let's see, what is she going to be doing in France? What do? You go over there to cook, I guess? That could be, I could see.
So
cooking.
are you doubling down on the fact that she's going there for school? Or
yeah, 100%.
Are you backing?
Okay. No. She's going there. She's going to be in school. Emily is, what else did you do? It could be, I guess, fashion school. But I'm thinking rom-com, got to be better in, like, she could make some cupcakes for some people or something, or whatever other sort of pastry they make, what is an eclair or something. I don't really know what French pastries are, but something like that. I don't know. Some sort of tart, perhaps. Maybe tart. Something like that. I think I'm now out of pastries that I know. Very, very limited. Maybe I should go to school in Paris with Emily.
I can't remember the name of like the little sandwiches. Those are French.
Oh, is that like the macaron thing?
Yeah.
Where they have
it's that's two different cookies or whatever. When I think of.
They're two different cookies.
Pastry chef.
when they're spelled almost exactly the same, but not the same,
Yeah.
which is real stupid.
Uh,
Just bad job by French people naming those. I don't even know if both of them are French. I literally don't
I
know.
don't think both of them are French. One is like a coconut
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
based pastry, and then the other one is more cookie with a jelly slash cream type filling, and they're little sandwiches.
Okay, well, all I know is that bad job by whoever named the second one. You're a real dick by making those basically the same word. So that was stupid. All right, so okay, so she's over there. I'm gonna say she's a baker. I'm gonna say she's going over there. She's gonna bake.
Okay.
This is a Netflix original. If it was trending or whatever, like man, this is gonna be a real high class storyline situation here because most people
High
just like to
class,
watch
yeah.
real just bad stuff, right? I mean, you know, most people do. Like
Yeah.
most people want to watch bad TV. Like that's fine. You know, I'm not a TV snob. Watch whatever the hell you want. I don't care. But I'm gonna guess that this is not one of those you know, Emmy nominated situations. So this kind of sounds like some sort of comedy. Sounds like a comedy for me. So Emily's over in Paris. She's baking. I'm gonna guess that there's a language barrier. She's gonna find a guy. She's gonna fall in love with the guy. The guy is not going to. I know he's going to reciprocate right away. He's gonna reciprocate. That's the thing. That's the difference with this one.
Okay.
He's gonna reciprocate right away, but the language barrier is going to be an issue for them. They're not gonna be able to do it, and then he's gonna have like the French idea of like working. You know, where like I think you take naps during the day or whatever, so you know like you don't work like real hours. And she's gonna be like, well, no, I'm bringing my American sensibility over there, right? Like now my
Okay.
American sensibility is gonna tell you that we have to be working. Like I need to, like I'm trying
Yeah,
to
like hustle till you die.
yeah, I'm trying to like be a pastry chef or whatever she's trying to be, right? She's trying to get on like Cupcake Wars or whatever, right? She's like, you don't get on Cupcake Wars by working French hours, you know. So Pierre, I'm gonna need you to calm down. Like I gotta go to work, and he's gonna be like, no, like we should be eating croissants and you know like baking French bread and drinking wine at like 10 a.m. And there's gonna be some tension there, and she's gonna have to decide between career and guy. And what she's ultimately gonna decide is career, and then she's gonna do the career, and things are gonna be
Yeah.
going well, and then ultimately she's gonna
Okay.
realize like, oh man, I should have gone back to Pierre. Like, oh, I need to go back to Pierre because my career isn't everything. Like, love trumps all, whatever. And then, you know, at some point, there'll be a
Okay.
scene with her in front of the Eiffel Tower, or like the locks of love, or whatever
Oh
those.
yeah.
What they got that love bridge or whatever that is.
Yeah, where they like people put the
Yeah,
lock
yeah.
on together.
That's by the Louvre, right? I think you know that was in like
I've
you know
never
Now
been to
You See
Paris,
Me.
so I have no idea.
I have. I'm very cultured. So
Yeah.
she's out there. You know, she's doing the thing, and like they have the lock, and you know, it's a whole thing. I think that's what this is going to be about. I think that's what it's
Okay.
going to be. Mm-hmm.
So the actual plot is after landing her dream job in Paris, Chicago,
Ah, damn it!
marketing
Moving for a job. Should have
exec
known it. Marketing exec in Paris. Come on.
Emily Cooper embraces her adventurous new life while juggling work, friends, and family. So I think she was hired, from what it seems, she was hired as like a American expert consultant for a Paris fashion like magazine.
Should have known
And
it,
you
man.
kind
Of
of
course
got
you would have known
there,
that. That's
and like her
cliche.
inability to speak French creates faux pas.
Of course it does.
What
You can't market to a different like that's a completely different understanding of the world, right? Like she doesn't understand that French people are like, hey, you know what? Like we don't want to work hard. And now she's gonna like try and sell to those people. Like that's not how it works. You just go to another culture. First of all, you can't speak the language, so now like just do it. Like that's not gonna translate over into French, right? Like you can't. I mean, whatever. Like you put it on there, and it'll be like, you know, just do the thing that you meant to do or whatever. Like that's what that's like what the literal translation will be. And the people in France are going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this doesn't make any sense, right? Like this is all fucking gibberish, right? So she's going to be over there and she's going to be trying to sell to the others. But first of all, why is she an American consultant in France? If you are going to be a marketing person, you need to be in the actual place where you are trying to market to. That's how marketing works. Like you have to be on the ground in the place to understand like what the vibe is of these people, right? Like I know it's a little bit easier today because you have social media and like all that stuff, but that doesn't matter. Like you have to know like what's the conversation happening around you, right? So bad job by this French company by hiring an American consultant. That's fine. And then moving her to France, that's not fine. That's a terrible idea. Don't do that. Okay. She can't understand anybody there anyway, so it doesn't matter, right? Like she's out there, she's going to meetings in French, and they probably have some translator standing. You know, it's like you go to like a show or whatever, they got like the sign language person like doing the stuff on the side. You know, they're gonna have to have one of those for her because she doesn't speak French, right? Like I tried to watch some documentary on Dior the other day, right? So I'm watching it and whatever, and they were like, "Well, we're gonna take you inside Dior, right?" And I just assumed that they were gonna have people who were like telling me what was happening in English, right? Because it's on an American streaming service. And then I started watching it, and it was just French people talking, right? Because they don't speak English. They speak zero English. Maybe it was Italian people. I don't know what Dior is. I guess it's probably Italian. But either way, they don't speak English. There is no English being spoken. And so this woman is just going to go over there, and she's going to try and market to people that she doesn't even understand. That doesn't make any sense. This is a bad job by the company itself. They're setting her up to fail. Okay, they are setting her up to fail. That is what's happening here. This is the glass ceiling that I'm talking about, right? Like this is basically a figurehead position. Okay, they're like, hey, we'll make you an exec, but we're going to set you up the phone. We're going to give you zero tools, right? They might not even pay for like Rosetta Stone.
We'll make you an exec at like in your mid-20s. That's like what she's marketing.
That's always a terrible idea, right? But like that's always a terrible idea.
Like, you know, like
young people are stupid. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. That's a very bad idea. Like there's a reason that you know all these companies, like when they go public, like all these startups, they go public and then they're like, or right before they go public, they're like, hey, you know what? Look, let's get a CEO in here who has some experience because this young person is a moron. Right? Like it's fine, keep your stock, like that's whatever, but let's get somebody in here with some experience because this person's going to run this thing into the ground, right? So this is a bad job by them, like hiring this 20-year-old to be an exec, whatever. Number one, like being an exec is so overdone in movies and all that stuff, right? They're like, oh, you're 26? Oh, great. Like you could be in the C-suite. Like that doesn't happen. That's not how it works. It's just a bad idea. Right? Like you have no experience. Why would we hire you to do this? Like, that's fine, whatever. But what kind of marketing genius is she? Right? So like what is her background? Like, that's my question. Like, what is she selling so well that this company in France is like, hey, you know what? We'd like to ruin our entire future economically by bringing you over here and setting you up for failure because you've done such a great job doing X, Y, Z. Like, what is that? What was it that she did that made her such a great candidate that they couldn't find another French person to do this, right?
Or at least someone who's like French American, bilingual.
Well, and like
know,
whatever, like it's fine. You know, they're like, okay, well, we want again, like this is my whole point, right? Like it's fine. You know, somebody who's watching this probably is like looking at me right now, and they're like, well, no, dude, she's going over there to market in America. Then why is she going to France? I don't understand it. Like, why is she in France? Fine, fine. She's going to market in America. Great. Why is she not still in America? I don't understand. So it makes no sense that they're bringing her over there. It just doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. You have to be on the ground. Like understanding the culture of a place is important in order to market to them. Right? Like if you just go over to China right now, like if you just went over to China, they have just a different view on life, right? Than like what the American sensibility is and what the European sensibility is, right? Or even within Europe, you know, like if I'm going to sell to
there's
Germans.
Some cultures within America.
Right. That's what I'm saying, right? But like, okay, so we're going to try and grab like the youth of TikTok and sort of the slightly more mature youth of Instagram and things like that, right? Like that's what we're going to try and do as this brand, right? As this French whatever brand, and yet we're not going to have somebody in America to do this. Like, you have to be around people. You have to be around these kids and around these young people and see and like go and like what are they doing and all those things. And there's only so much you can do. And plus, TikTok and Instagram, they're not going to help you out. She's literally going to be based in France. You know what they're going to start putting? You know what Instagram is going to start putting on her feed? French stuff. You know why? Because they have location services. That's how it works. I don't know what to tell you. Like literally, that's how it works. So all she's going to be doing is getting inundated with French crap, and now she's got to go sell over in America. Like that's a bad idea. You know, unless they have some backroom deal with Instagram or whatever, where they're like, hey, by the way, change your algorithm for this one person because she's the world's greatest marketing exec, and we have to hire her and we have to move her to France, even though she doesn't speak a goddamn word of French. Like, unless you have that going on, which, by the way, you don't, unless that's the case, then there's no reason to bring her over there. That premise doesn't make any sense. Were you saying that she has problems with her family as well? Like, is her family moving? I don't understand.
No, this doesn't say anything about her family. I think it was just like a good job opportunity.
No.
It
But you
does
said you said something about like she was moving for, and she's gonna have problems with like family and
she embraces
relationships or
her
something.
adventurous new life while juggling work, friends, and romance.
I'm sorry. Friends and romance. Okay, all right. So obviously,
Yes. So
Pierre is still involved,
part of
right?
what showed up in the trailer, let me finish, and then you can respond, is she made this new friend when she first got over there, and they were really good, and it looked like they were taking
Guy or girl?
selfies
Okay.
together. Then she kind of hooks up with this guy, and then in like the next scene in the trailer, that girl and the guy are together, and I don't know if it's like boyfriend girlfriend like previously, or this friend then went and started dating this guy after Emily let her know how much she liked this guy. So I don't know exactly, but then there's some like element of friend betrayal going on in the show as well. And that's
Oh,
supposed to
okay.
be
So
kind of
this is
like the
not
drama that's like moving it forward. That's
okay.
the tension.
Okay, so we got a real love triangle situation where two of the participants apparently are bilingual, and one of them only speaks English and has no idea what the other two people are talking about, even in front of her. Bad situation to be in. Hey, Emily, choose somebody else. I don't know what to tell you. Move on. You know, this girl's not your friend. She sounds like a snake. Move on. You know, Pierre sounds like he's not the one for you. Find a different French guy. You know what I mean? Like this shit ain't rocket science. You know, like I don't know why are you you moved over there to be an executive. Why are you spending any time finding romance? I want to have it all. I want to have work-life balance. You moved to France to be an executive in marketing. You literally said, I don't want to have work-life balance. What are you doing? Why are you taking on the French sensibility? They hired you because you didn't have the French sensibility. They hired you because you're an American and you understand American work life, and you understand that Americans like to work hard, and that Americans like to go over to France and apparently not speak French. That actually sounds pretty American to me. So what are you doing spending all your time out here with these dudes? I don't care if you're in your mid-20s. You took on the responsibility of getting this executive job. So you have a responsibility to then climb that ladder and not worry about any of this bullshit. And plus, your friend's betraying you. She's not your friend. Newsflash, not that difficult. Dump her. Stop talking to her. You don't speak French anyways. I don't understand what's happening. This literally doesn't make any sense to me. Like, this girl is using you
So I am
to
going
get
to
to
point
Pierre.
out, in your version of this, you had her denouncing the American way of life at the end. Do you feel that?
No, I thought it would be a mistake by her. I said that's what was going to happen. I didn't say I agreed with that. I thought that'd be
I just needed a clarification.
I thought that'd be a mistake.
Just needed a clarification.
That's an absolute mistake. You know what I mean? Like, just look at the economies of the two places, and you know, even dealing with the difference in size of population, it's very clear that America is more productive than France, right? So if they're going to hire her, again, they're hiring her to be an exec. Like, she is taking on the responsibility. Again, this is a fake job. This is such bullshit. Like, this is obviously a fake job. But whatever. Like, she's taking on that responsibility. Like, she is saying, I am willing to forego my awesome 20s and living my life and whatever, the best years of my life or whatever, which is bullshit too, but whatever. Like, I am willing to forego that in order to have this opportunity. And then, you know, now she's like, oh, well, actually, I need to be with this guy, or I need to have friends with this girl. But it's a terrible idea. Stop it. Emily, you're being stupid. Stop. I can't believe this got a season 2. I can't believe they didn't fire her. If I was a French company, I'd look and I'd be like, you have a friend? Fired.
Yeah,
see
people
you later.
love this
Back
show.
to America.
It has a very strong following.
Back to America, Emily. Stop having friends. Back to America immediately. That's absolutely. If this French company's going to go down. Like, they obviously, whoever's running this French company, don't hire a 20-something to be an exec, number one. Because again, obviously, like, she's spending all her time trying to get friends and trying to get a boyfriend. Like, she doesn't have the eye on the prize. Number two, once she actually proves that to you, get the hell out of here. That's what I'm talking about. Emily should be fired. She should be back in America. You know, now that's a more interesting thing. Now she's got to worry about how do I keep my French boyfriend, and I'm back in America, and I don't know, he can't get a visa. That's more interesting to me. You know, so yeah, I think like this whole show is based on a faulty premise, and honestly, Emily sounds like a terrible employee. She just sounds like a bad employee to me. That's
How does she
that
sound like
that's
as a friend? Do you want to be friends with her?
absolutely not. There's somebody who's not driven. You know, she's driven to a point just so that she can have a title, and then she's like, "Yeah, I got the title, whatever. I'll give it up. Like it's fine. I'm gonna go chase a guy." Like bad choice by you, Emily. I'm giving this one. I'm gonna give this 2 thumbs down. Not because of Emily. I think she's just a 20-something. Like this happens, whatever. Like that's fine. I think all 20-somethings make bad decisions like that. Like that's
Okay.
okay. I've done that. I'm giving it 2 thumbs down because I think this French company itself, like this fashion company, I think this fashion company is going to be removed from existence very quickly. I don't think I
Okay,
don't
and
think
then
they're
there won't be
there.
any show anyway
Yeah,
because they'll
100%.
be
Like
going
this, obviously,
bankrupt.
like the
Yeah.
bottom line, these people are making no profits if they're hiring people like Emily and they're letting her gallivant around with whoever these guys are and these
Mhm.
girls are, whatever, and they're telling her like it's fine, don't worry about it. Like we'll just pay you incredible sums of money and you don't have to worry about actually doing any of the real work. That's not a company that I support. It's not a company that I back. That doesn't sound like a company that's doing anything positive at all, really. So I'm giving it 2 thumbs down because I think this company sucks. I think this company is a bad company. I don't know. What do you think?
Okay.
What are you giving it? Have
I
you
have
seen
not
this
seen
show?
it.
Or you haven't seen it? Okay.
No, I haven't seen it. I'm probably like right at neutral, like maybe 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down kind of situation. It kind of reminds me potentially of The Devil Wears Prada, and I like that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd probably watch it and then be the kind of person to be like, I hope this has another season. Mostly because I am not really worried about the realities of a TV show. Like I just, I understand and sometimes blatantly disregard uh the fact that none of this could actually be real or should be real. So I'm able to get past that and just ignore reality,
Look,
which
here's the
is
deal.
not something I
Here's
think that you're capable
here's
of. Like your imagination just is very limited compared to mine is what I'm getting at.
look. I think if you play this tape back, you're going to realize that I was very explicit by saying I am on board with I'm all yes girl about this woman getting this career opportunity. I think very explicitly they are setting her up to fail. Okay. That's my problem with
Probably
it. I
intentionally, yeah.
I think they are making her the scapegoat. They are putting a glass ceiling above her no matter what. That's going to haunt her for the rest of her career. That's the problem that I have with it. I'm a feminist in this situation. I want to see her succeed. Emily is not going to succeed. And so let's get her the hell out of here. Let's get her back to America. Let's get her with a company that's going to support her and foster growth within her career, both in the short
Okay.
term and the long term. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I give this 2 thumbs down. I think this company sucks. Maybe all French companies suck. I don't know, but this one definitely is terrible. Paris is not worth that. You can go on a trip. It's fine. You can get baguettes in American supermarkets like that. There's no problem there. So I'm giving it 2 thumbs down, but I guarantee you're going to watch it within the next week. It's going to happen. And so that's
Probably
that's
gonna
my
watch the
take on
next
it.
season too. Yeah. I want to hear from the army of people that love this show why you love this show, and if you think Emily, like, what if you think it's valid that Emily is living in Paris? Like why? What
Yeah.
about the show makes it convincing for you? Because
Yeah.
I mean, no
I
matter
actually would
what,
be
I don't
interested.
think that that's like a valid, like how they brought her over there. There's so many other ways that could have made way more sense, and they could have essentially done the same exact show. But the premise of they're hiring a young American, and maybe the whole premise of the show is that the company is, like you said, has a scapegoat. That could be it, and then that makes more sense. But I want to hear people who love this show because it has a lot of like really blind followers. I did want to bring up one of the things that was trending about this that I was reading about was the main actress Lily Collins had said that she believed the main character was like 22. And a bunch of people are just like, there's no fucking way this lady is 22 years old. She couldn't even have the credentials to like, no one's gonna hire someone right out of college. She probably has to have a master's or an MBA or something to like for a minimum requirement, blah 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 blah. But I'm kind of like, you know what? And the actress went back and corrected her, but it kind of just, I don't think that anyone was thinking about it when they wrote that script at all. Like, I don't think that came into consideration until later. I mean, I just don't know if it's like how you got her over there, if you can really apply any sound logic to it.
It's very clear that there was zero thought put into any of this. Hiring a 22-year-old actually makes way more sense to me. Like if I'm going to be a marketing exec, hiring a 22-year-old makes way more sense than hiring a 27-year-old. People who see this is my problem. Like people aren't thinking from a business standpoint, right? Like if I get a 27-year-old, right, 28, 29-year-old, that means I've got somebody with years of experience, which means that they have now become set in their ways. Right? They now think there are certain ways that things are done, and they've been working in an American corporation saying this is how things are done in American corporations. Now they're going to go over to France. They're going to work in a French corporation where things are wholeheartedly done differently. That's just a fact. That's how it is. It's cultural. That's the way it is. I would rather have the 22-year-old. Number one, the 22-year-old is more in tune with the younger generation. Because things happen so fast now, a 29-year-old isn't going to feel anywhere close to in touch with somebody who's 22. And now I can mold her because she has no experience, right? She's just stupid, basically. Like that, which everybody is. They're naive. They go their first job. They have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
They aren't encumbered by any sort of, this is the way things are done, right? Because every time you go into a company and you start doing something and somebody says, we can't change, you say, why? And they say, because this is how it's always been done. This 22-year-old does not have any of that. There's no baggage with her. I think it's way smarter. This is why I have a problem with these viewers. They're not thinking critically. They're not understanding what I'm saying. They need to think about this. So if you disagree with this, definitely send a comment, because then I can tell you that you're just dumb. You're just not thinking it through. You're just not understanding what the realities of this situation are. I'm on board with Lily Collins thinking that this girl is 22. I think that's a much better idea. Don't retract. If that's how you see your character, live your truth. Let's not yell at this woman because she has an idea of who this character is. Okay, I think honestly she's making good choices with this character. I think the character's making bad choices, but I think Lily Collins is making good choices with this character, and I think we shouldn't be having her retract something that actually makes way more sense from a storyline standpoint. It makes way more sense from a storyline standpoint. I think we shouldn't be having her retract those things. I think we should be supporting her and saying, yes, this is a 22-year-old. 22-year-olds can do this. Absolutely. Better than a 27-year-old. 100%. I am on board. I am Team Lily Collins. Absolutely. I'm Team Lily Collins. I'm giving Lily Collins 2 thumbs up. I'm giving this show 2 thumbs down. And I'm giving the viewers 2 thumbs down who are shitting all over Lily Collins. 100%. Absolutely. That's how it is. So anybody who disagrees, they can send us an email. I don't remember what the email is, but they can send us an email.
info.plotting@gmail.com, or just shoot a comment too. That works as well.
You comment, you can like, you can whatever it is you do. I don't care. Do it. It's fine. This show, I don't like it, but you're definitely going to watch it. That's fine.
I am who I am.
It's a 97% match. The Netflix knows you. That's 100% true. So I think we've covered it. I think we've covered, was this Lily in Paris? No, what's her name?
Emily in
Paris. Lily is the real woman. So Emily in Paris, I think we've covered it. This is Plotting, episode something. And I guess we'll see everybody next time.
Mm-hmm.